Thanks on behalf of all of us.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks to Roland for the sweatshirt. And if you looked at that video closely, you'll see that 99% of the pictures are missing one thing. A deer. So we haven't had the best luck on the opener for me getting a deer, but the group has done well. I'm delighted to have been the governor in this country that started the governor's deer hunting opener. It celebrates something in Minnesota that's very important that I think the Morrison County chapter of the Minnesota Deer Hunters Association has summarized very well in their flyer. It says, we live here, we hunt here, our legacy is here. And I don't think we could summarize what this event is about any better than that. And so we are Minnesotans. We live here. And a lot of Minnesotans like to hunt. And it's a big part of our legacy and tradition in terms of our individual joy and our family and our community and our state culture and our tradition. And other speakers have addressed that. I'd like to just first of all say thank you again to everybody who's a sponsor, a participant, helper, staff, host. We really appreciate it. And I just want to reflect on this slogan just for one more minute. We're not far from Little Falls. The mayor of Little Falls is here. We're actually Shirtel relatives. I think we have some Polish relatives that were connected through great-grandparents. My great-grandparents immigrated from Poland to the Little Falls area. Their family members tried to be farmers. Some of them didn't make it. They ended up moving down to South St. Paul, so you have a group of the Pawlentys here at this table. Some of the stories at deer camp are better left untold from that group. But in terms of deer hunting. Now, Dan, for me, was the big deer hunter in our family, but we've got cousins and uncles and others here who probably don't see each other all that much except for at deer camp. And it's a great time to get together and share stories, past traditions. And that image that Commissioner Holston used of a grandparent passing on a gun to a grandchild, maybe even tonight at some deer camp in Minnesota, is more than just the physical act of maybe a dad giving a gun to a grandchild. It's really more of the passing of the baton of a tradition and a responsibility and a heritage. If you ask Minnesotans, what do you like best? What brings you joy? What brings you fun? What brings you excitement? After they tell you about their faith and their family, they'll describe a series of activities that they really, really like. And it's different things for different people, but for a whole bunch of Minnesotans, it's deer hunting. And when you see the excitement and the anticipation and the really almost the adrenaline that a lot of people get on the anticipation of the deer hunting opener, it brings our fellow citizens great joy. And so first of all, it's important because it's fun and it's joyful. And if you want to see the personification of joy, look at Bob Lortzema. Here's a guy who just sucked for most of his career. And yet he's been a success. And I think one of the reasons for his, just kidding, Bob, just the microphone. If you look at Bob Lortzema's body language, his energy, his eyes, the way he communicates, this is a man that just pours out joy and fun and concern for other people. And you noticed he wins the gloves, he gives them away to somebody else. You know, he's 85 years old and he's still got that What I'm trying to get at, though, is that spirit of fun and joy and meaning comes from different things for people. Again, faith, family first for most, but then things like deer hunting for a lot of others, and in addition to those other things. And so it's fun. Number two, it's family and it's friends, and it's time together, mostly away from cell phones, mostly away from TVs, although you can get service here, I guess, here and about. But and lastly, it's also, what's our legacy as a state, and what's our legacy as individuals, and what's our legacy collectively? This is a great state for a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons it's a great state is it's a really beautiful state outdoors. Western Minnesota is, you know, the great prairies, and of course northern Minnesota, the lakes and the forests and the streams and the rolling hills of southeastern Minnesota, and so much else. But the outdoors, if you ask Minnesotans, what do you really like? You know, almost everybody lists something that in some measure relates to the outdoors. It might be hunting, it might be fishing, it might be biking, it might be hiking, it might be bird watching, it might be just sitting outside and enjoying the stars last night. But the outdoors are such an important part of the Minnesota fabric, the Minnesota culture, the Minnesota tradition. And deer hunters get out and participate, but importantly, they also say, we're going to help play a role in conservation and habitat. And so when the next generation comes and the one after that, this will be as good or better than we found. And so it is, we live here, we hunt here, our legacy is here. And so I hope as you leave this event and head out to deer camp tonight, you're proud to be a Minnesotan. I hope you're proud that you live in Minnesota. It's a nation-leading state in almost everything that matters. Pick your category: education, healthcare, outdoors, whatever. It's top 5 in just about everything. I hope you're proud that you have a state that values this deer hunting opener, but also deer hunting more broadly. And I hope you take seriously, and I know you do or you wouldn't be here, the responsibility and the opportunity that we've been given with the outdoors in our state. People need access to this opportunity. They need to be able to learn about it, but we also need to be able to enjoy it and then make it better for the generation that's coming. The Minnesota Deer Hunters Association is a wonderful example of that. All of the partners are a wonderful example of that. This state will continue to be a great state because of not just not the government, but the people of our state are good, they're kind, they are hardworking, they participate, they're engaged, they're joyful, and they care. And they show up and they get stuff done. There's a reason why Minnesota leads the nation in the civic involvement, in volunteerism, in charitable giving, in getting involved in community, getting involved in the National Guard. We got one of the highest rates of engagement, involvement, recruitment, participation in the National Guard in the country. Because Minnesotans care and they show up and they say, I'm willing to participate and I'm willing to give something back and I'm willing to make it better for the future. So to all of you who share that spirit, all of you who are here, thank you. It has been an honor and a joy to be the governor of this great state. But my time's coming to an end. It's like being a house guest. You got to know when to go. So it's kind of like this speech. You got to know when to end it up. But I'm grateful to each of you for being here. I hope you have a safe and joyful hunt. Enjoy it very much. And please keep the tradition alive in your family, in your deer camp, with the theme and the goal being we enjoy it, but we're also going to make it better and keep it available for those who come behind us. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here.